Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru. I hope you're doing fantastic and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Christmas has come, it's gone, another year's done. So I thought I'd reflect and look at what are probably the three biggest mistakes that I've seen people make in trying to get referrals throughout 2021. Because really, they come down to the same three things. And when you start to understand that you're probably shooting yourself in the foot more often than not, it's really easy to be able to change also. But before I get into that, as always, if this is the first time listening, welcome. Hope you enjoy the show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you happen to be listening or watching on our YouTube channel, across our social platforms, or across your favorite podcast station. Hit that subscribe, never miss an episode, so we can keep bringing you how to be able to grow your business through referrals, keep your clients for longer, and stand out in your market by just simply being more extraordinary than anyone else that does what you do. So let's get ourselves stuck into these three mistakes that I've constantly seen throughout 2021 that shoot you in the foot from getting more referrals. So the first one is what I call being process driven, where it's like, this is the outcome you need. I need more referrals, or I want more referrals, or I want my clients to refer, or I want people to be able to pass me business. So you're really clear on the outcome that you want. So then you work backwards and you design this process, and away you go. But the problem is, when we're process driven, we're tapping into the wrong part of the brain. We're tapping into the logical, analytical cortex part of the brain, which doesn't create people to do things with you. Now, you will naturally have a handful of people who will do things. It had nothing to do with your process. It had everything to do with the relationship that you had with them previously. Because for somebody to actually want to help you, want to share you, want to do something for you, it's a lot more deeper than what people talk about, where they just simply go, well, people need to know you, like you, trust you. On the surface level, yeah, that's what it is. But it's so much more than that. As I've said many a times, I know a lot of people. I like a lot of people. I trust a lot of people. I've never referred them business. So why? And that leads us into this second mistake, is we don't think about the emotion, the feeling we're going to create when we ask the other person to do something for us. Because we only do things off feel. It's that limbic part of the brain that we talk about when we limbic people's businesses. So if you think, okay, I've got this piece of, I've got this postcard that I'm going to send someone, which then asks them to refer three people, give people three names and no phone numbers for me to be able to contact. What emotion is that going to cause in the other person? Because when you actually start thinking about the other person and what emotion that's going to cause, like, there's four key brain chemicals we talk about all the time. You've got dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and then the negative one, cortisol. So if you think, even someone that was a client of yours and you think you've got a pretty good relationship with them, mate, you got some results for them, and then you say to them, hey, would you mind writing down three other people's names and phone numbers that I could give a call to see if they want help with too? Think about the brain chemical that would cause. See, the other person goes, oh, I don't know if I really want to give other people's details without me speaking to them. I don't know if I feel really comfortable with this. What happens if they then don't want to be my friend anymore, or they don't want to be my colleague anymore, or they don't want to talk to me anymore, or they call me and they're angry that I gave their details to somebody else? Like, they're all the things that subconsciously are flooding through someone's brain. And in the end, they go, oh, let me have a think about it. And you've probably heard that response many a times to things that you've asked, where people have just simply gone, let me have a think about it. And really what they're saying is, yeah, I'm not actually comfortable with this. I've got this feeling that I really don't want to be doing this. And that's simply because we haven't actually thought about what brain chemical would this create in somebody else. You see, when you get out of this process driven and this second one, not thinking about the brain chemical, I call it getting more into heartfelt, then all of a sudden, the way you're going to do things, the actions you're going to do, are probably really different. Let me give a great example of one of our clients in Partnership Club. So this person has lots of referral partners with mortgage brokers, financial planners, and the like. So they're based up in Queensland. It'd be really easy just to get on the phone or get on Zoom to be able to talk to them and build relationships with them, etc. And that's what most people would do. And most people would go, yeah, that would be pretty standard. What this person does is actually goes, flies, spends the day with them, because that's how much the relationship means to them. Now, think about the first scenario. If I'll just get on Zoom and I'll call them, or I'll just get on the phone and we'll have a talk, versus I'm going to make the effort to go and fly and catch up with them. What's the difference in the brain chemical that you would create in those two scenarios? See, when we talk about activating extraordinary moments throughout a business, every single little part that happens in your business is a moment. And you could be terrible at it, you could be okay at it, you could be good at it, or you could be extraordinary at it. And honestly, most people are okay at best. Now, they think they're good because they just don't know any different. See, if I said before, how do you keep relationships with your referral partners? You go, oh, I jump on Zoom with them each week and I have phone calls with them and we're constantly catching up. And you'd think that that was probably extraordinary, because there's lots of people who don't even do that. But now I've just given you a whole new example of what someone else does. You can see you don't sit in the extraordinary category whatsoever. But you don't know what you don't know. And that's also why hearing other examples and seeing what other people are doing is so important if you want to lift your referral game throughout 2022. So that first mistake was being process driven. Going, here's the end result that I want. You work backwards and you create this process and away you go. And the big problem with process driven is you create no emotion whatsoever. Most of the time it's dull, it's boring, it's off a script. And the only people who are actually going to do things with you are the people who would have done things with you anyway, because of the relationship you already have with them. No one new will do things with you. It's just that simple. So then the second big mistake is, again, being more logical brain rather than heartfelt brain, and thinking, what emotion is this going to cause in my client, my prospect, my networks, my social platforms, my referral partners, my affiliates, whatever it is. As long as they are human, they're constantly going through this array of emotions. Well, you've got the ability to tap into that when you actually understand how to accelerate the trust, the loyalty, the bond, like we go through and we talk about. So let's get into this third big mistake. Thinking you've got to pay people. People don't do things because of what you're going to pay them. Is it a nice way to thank them? Yeah, maybe. If that's what someone's driver is. When someone says to me straight away that I'm willing to give you blah, blah, blah for you, I just cringe, because it's not my driver. And until you start actually having conversations to find out what someone's driver is, then you're going to miss the mark probably 99% of the time. Because the majority of the time, what someone else's driver is isn't the same as what your driver is. And the people who feel they've got to offer money, commissions, to be able to get people to do things with them, well, that's probably your driver. You would probably do it for financial reward. That's not a problem. But realize that there's a whole bunch of other people out there who wouldn't. That's not their driver. It's not why they do things. And in fact, the majority of people don't need financial reward to be able to help you. It comes back to simply, again, how they feel around you. If I had this feeling around a particular person, I'm happy to do it. In fact, quite often, I can within minutes be opening up networks, sharing people, and doing things that they could only dream of. I don't need a thin back. So you need to get out of your head that the only way people will help you is because you pay them. Rubbish. Should you thank people? Yes. How you do that, completely up to you. And in fact, I would end up saying that majority of the time, thanking someone through some sort of personal gift, like if you know they love surfing, give them an experience around that. If you know they love bungee jumping, give them an experience about that. If you know they're into cars or bikes or their fitness or whatever it is, their wine, give them an experience around that then they can have the experience and they will remember you through the emotions that experience creates for them. That's far more powerful than just simply going, oh, I've transferred X number of dollars into your bank account. So again, the difference in anchoring emotion to you with them. And that's why people start to bond. That's why people will help. So you've got to work out what are people's drivers. So let's do a quick little recap there. 3, probably the biggest mistakes throughout 2021. Being process-driven. Just being super logical in our brain and thinking, okay, I know the end outcome. If I do these steps, I'll reach it. You're missing the most important factor, humans. And humans are emotional beings. They've got primal ways of living. We're hardwired. We're not a process. Second one, not thinking about the emotional brain chemicals that you're creating when you're talking to referral partners, when you're trying to get clients to do things for you, when you like your networks to do things with you. People will do things when they feel overwhelming trust, profound loyalty, deep emotional bonds with you. That's when people do things. So if you're not creating those sorts of things within your business, you're missing out on so many opportunities. And then the last one, thinking we're going to just simply pay people. We've got to understand what people's drivers are. And when we understand what people's drivers are, then we can actually start to go, okay, I know your driver is this. This is how I'm going to thank you, reward you, whatever it happens to be. But you've got to have a conversation to understand people's drivers. Don't just assume that what it is for you, it is for them. Most of the time, it's not. So if I sort of sum those 3 things up and I go, well, how do you do the opposite to those things? And again, you don't know what you don't know. Like you think probably right now, the things that you're doing within your business, probably pretty good. You've probably got a whole bunch of other people that you're watching where you're going, I'm doing better than them. But I could probably give you an example across every little moment within your business of someone who's doing it so much more superior to what you are too. So do you want to stand out in your marketplace because of the stories that other people share about how amazing your business is, how extraordinary the moments are that you create in your business? Moments that will get you more referrals, that will keep your clients for longer. Moments that will have you at the very top in your marketplace. Because in the end, what does that do? It gives you clients. And what is it that you want? You want more clients, so therefore you can have more money, which gives you freedom, security, create bigger impact, you can help more people and contribute, whatever those reasons are, like that's why you want either more referrals or keep your clients for longer. It's just simply you want more clients. So if you're looking for help, we're only a message away. And let's look at how we can make your business more extraordinary in the moments that you create. Have an amazing rest of 2021. Have a happy new year. Stay safe and look forward to speaking to you next week when we get into 2022. Take care all.